Hello and welcome to Dungeon Arcade. We are an actual play storytelling kind of podcast, and we are playing through a bunch of different role-playing games, different systems, one-offs, just to see what they're like. Currently, we are running through Stars Without Numbers, which is an amazing little system that you can actually get you can get a free version on Drive-Thru RPG, or you can buy the full thing. I don't remember how much it is off the top of my head, but it's totally worth it. It's an amazing system, especially if you're into that sci-fi thing. It's created by Kevin Crawford. So we have been playing a couple episodes already. I think we've played 2 episodes, and now we are into our 3rd episode with this system. And I am not DMing. I am actually playing the character of Dana, who is a strunt, and an expert is her class. That doesn't mean anything to you. That's fine. It barely means anything to me, if we're being honest. Joining us today, we have Nate. Nate, you want to intro your character?
Yes, I am playing Shrike Mazrin, the psychic gunslinging thief, and also man made of fire.
Kind of looks like the Human Torch, correct?
He doesn't, though. No,
but
we've had this.
If we're being honest. We're also playing with Alex. Alex, you want to give us a little intro for your character?
I'm just going to work on my character voice a little bit here in this intro. This is Atticus Biggs, and I'm a pilot by trade.
If our accents are different from the first time you heard us, or even the last time you heard us, we apologize. It's been about 2 weeks. I guess we're about on track with how we normally play this game. But
are we?
We're pretty close. We're a little bit off. I guess we're off by about a week. But anyway, we're still trying to find our characters. We're only going to play a few more episodes of this, so we're not too concerned about the character voices being consistent. But back to the point, our fearless leader, Michael, you want to take over for us?
Yeah. I am the Galaxy Master, Michael. And today we're doing kind of a baking contest. So
great use of the sci-fi world.
Yeah. So for those of you at home, we have basically had them create different vegetables or meats or fruits, anything that they would find kind of out in the worlds that they frequent, And today, they've actually found themselves in Omaha, Nebraska.
Great.
A bit closer to home than normally they are used to.
And how'd that happen, Michael?
I don't know. Who cares?
I think that's my favorite thing about this.
We're like just in Omaha, Nebraska.
You kind of set up like a way for us to get there in the last episode. And then today you started and you're like, you know what, guys? I don't care. I'm not doing it.
Yep. It was too difficult to come up with a reason why you were taking part in this contest, so whatever. You're doing it. Deciding you're just doing it. All right. So before we get into the actual events of baking and whatnot, you are all going to be taking part in the baking competition at the county fair, making a pie of some kind. Most of you, I don't know exactly actually what Donna and Atticus Biggs look at like. I don't remember you guys' physical description very well.
Do you want us to run through our physical description real quick?
Yeah. Let's remind everybody and me what you all look like.
Atticus, you want to go first?
Yeah, I have the perfect 1-for-1 person to compare Atticus Biggs to now. Having just watched 2 episodes of Survivor Millennials vs. Gen X for Outwatch, our sister pod, Atticus is Ken McNichol from the Gen X tribe. Apparently, I'm gonna go get an octopus. But anyway, he's just like a buff guy, but not like wildly buff. Just like, oh, wow, that guy's really fit. And like, oh, he's a good looking guy, but he's like in his 40s.
Right.
He like doesn't try to look good looking. He just kind of is, but like not to an oppressive extent. He's got like some gray in his hair. Pretty built. Got dad strength.
Dad strength. I love it.
So he looks human though.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
a human, so
Okay.
he does look like one.
That's probably good then.
Well, I am Dana. I'm my species is a strunt, which means I'm obviously not human. I am excuse me, I am purple skinned. My hands and feet are partially webbed, which means that they're not like completely webbed. They don't go all the way up my fingertips. It's just like a little bit at the bottom. And my like fingers and toes are slightly longer than like Terra humans would be. My ears are also huge, like 2.5 times normal human ears in proportionality. And I don't have a nose. I smell with my tongue, so I kind of have like a longer, more Komodo dragon-esque tongue.
Okay.
And I'm like I'm like 5'9".
Okay.
All right.
So
And
I'm pretty. I fit in pretty well.
it's features that could be hidden,
Now,
unlike
Speaking
Shrike.
things that can be hidden. I was not told what the campaign was before I made my character. So
I made a point of making my character look not human, okay? And I knew what was happening.
I look human. I'm a humanoid shape. I am an Asterian. So I would say like 5'10", 5'11", regular humanoid man shape. The one thing is that I am made up entirely of bright green fire. Now, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out,
Yeah.
but I am made of fire. So I think I'll blend in pretty well with humans, if you ask me.
You could be the grill.
I actually, you're going to show up and how is his oven preheated that fast? That's so weird. Like, it's gonna be an adventure.
So, obviously, you are going to have to want to blend in with the humans of the world because, humans are panicky. They suddenly saw people who look like Shrike and Dana. They would probably start freaking out and chaos would ensue. So,
Understandable if they saw a flaming person.
yeah.
I'll give them that.
Actually, I've seen some protests where that happens, and it's not as like affecting of change as you would think. So,
Yeah. So, I'm just going to blow right past that.
you probably
should. So, first things first is you guys are going to have to come up with some kind of disguise. Now, this is going to be stuff within reason. Like, I'm not going to let you just be like, oh, I get a hologram thing that makes me look human. No. It has to be kind of stuff that you could find in a Earth supermarket.
Supermarket?
You have to go to Walmart. You have to get it from Walmart.
Go to Walmart.
Oh my god. Okay.
You're in Omaha, man. You gotta go to Walmart.
Is there another store in Omaha? I'm sorry, Omaha.
Site of the College Baseball World Series.
Hey,
Omaha, Nebraska.
it's probably at least a Dick's Sporting Goods then.
Probably.
So, are we still allowed to spitball things that we come up with?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing this? All right,
Yeah.
definitely have
imagine-
a trench coat. I definitely have a long trench coat.
I like to imagine that the three of us have like rolled up into Walmart and we're like, it's like shopping spree. And now there's like
shopping episode. Yeah.
I love
the
a shopping montage.
Yeah.
Shrike is panicky and like hiding behind like aisles and like.
Here's the thing though. There's like wilder people going on at Walmart.
That's fair.
So that's a pretty good distraction if we're being honest.
Yeah.
You know those Darth Maul masks that when you press one of the horns it says Darth Maul quotes?
Oh my god. Only
I think
know
he's
about
rocking one of
this.
those because I think he just kind of like went to I think he just found the kids aisle first and found the Darth Maul mask. He was like, "Oh my god, yes, this will cover it. This will cover my face. Perfect." So he's got that for sure.
Okay, so I need to. So my big thing is, so I think I can get away with the hands. My shoe. I'm gonna be wearing shoes, so I mean, like they're not gonna see my feet. I'm wearing pants, so that covers my legs. I think I can get away with the hands. So I basically just need to. I need
Are your
to.
hands purple?
Here's my thing though. I think I can get away with this. Okay, just hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay.
So I am going to. So I need a coat. Okay, not a trench coat because I think that makes me look creepier. But I'm just looking for like a nice summery jacket kind of thing, like a denim jacket. Or an Omaha. That feels like it's probably pretty good. And obviously a shirt underneath. But the denim jacket gives me a collar, so that kind of helps, hide whatever. And I'm wearing a t-shirt underneath, so no V-necks or anything. I want to get a sun hat. Okay, so like a nice wide brimmed hat and sunglasses. Okay, and if anyone asks why my hands are purple, I'm going to tell them I was making pie or jam. I'm going to tell them I was making jam earlier. And the blueberry stained my hands and face.
And face? You got it everywhere, man.
Well, I mean, I rubbed my face without thinking about it. So
Atticus went and got some jorts and a Rick and Morty t-shirt. It's just got a big pickle Rick on it. So he's wearing jorts and a pickle Rick shirt.
I still have to cover. So I've got a trench coat. I still have to cover all of my arms, the back of my head, and the top of my head, though.
What do you mean you have to cover all of your arms? Don't you have a trench coat?
Green. The trench coat, yeah. I mean, it probably doesn't. Well, it probably covers a lot of my arms. I still have my hands.
How short do you think trench coats are? I don't
know. I don't wear trench coats.
Are trench coats like 3/4 sleeves or something? What's happening here?
Okay, so all my arms are covered, I guess, but my hands are going to be an issue.
Just find some gloves.
Yeah. I think he's just wearing some rubber gloves, just some like bright yellow rubber gloves. Shrike has no idea how human style works, by the way. Absolutely no clue.
Love that.
Oh man. What else do I still have? So I've just got my head now. I think he's wearing one of those comically large cowboy hats.
Wait, is COVID happening on Earth?
It's like year 3000 something.
No.
Isn't it?
Are we sure that COVID isn't still ravaging? Because we can get away with masks.
Yeah, COVID's not going.
That's not going to cover the top half of my face, which is still made of fire.
Just wear sunglasses and a hat.
This is a reality where COVID never existed in the first place.
Is it a reality where it's a cultural norm to wear masks to protect other people from your illnesses?
Have you been in Omaha, Nebraska?
It's 3,000 years later, Michael. I assume some Japanese and Chinese customs made it.
All right, I think I've got it. So I've got the yellow gloves, the trench coat, the Darth Maul mask, and then he's wearing a hoodie under the trench coat to pull the hood up over. Do trench coats have hoods? I don't think so.
No, they don't.
And he's wearing a hoodie underneath to pull the hood over over the top of his head. And then to really drive it home, he's wearing one of those huge foam cowboy hats. It's like bright blue and orange.
I was gonna say that you're probably gonna be really hot in this, but also you're made of fire, so it's
he doesn't bother him. Yeah. He does not bother him.
That was about to be my question. Does heat ever bother Shrike?
No. The only time that heat bothers him is if he were to be like literally in magma of some sort.
You're now like not being identified as a fire person, but you are being identified as a man wearing a trench coat and a cowboy hat, and that's not a good look either.
Well, no, here's the thing though. If you saw this, your first assumption wouldn't be alien.
No,
it would be
weirdo,
psychopath, serial killer.
Yeah,
potentially vampire.
Any number of bad things,
but not alien. And I feel like
that's all that we're going for. Shrike was told we have to not look like aliens, so he covered every square inch of his body. There is no possible way someone could identify him as an alien now. There's also no possible way you could identify him as human, though. He is humanoid, and he has a lot of clothes on.
I don't know. You're in
Also,
Omaha,
he's
Nebraska, in the middle of
he's also wearing
summer.
some Crocs. He's also wearing some Crocs. Just because.
Does
could
the
probably
fire
just go
peek
with
through
telling
those
people
Crocs a little bit?
genetic.
No, he's wearing some socks with his Crocs. He's ready to bake.
I'm wearing. I guess I didn't get too specific in that. Like, I want to wear like Chuck Taylors,
Okay.
some like black jeans, and a vertical striped blue striped white shirt, but blue striped shirt, and a denim jacket,
All right.
and my sun hat and sunglasses.
Okay. Now I'm coming up, based on these descriptions, I'm basically coming up with arbitrary checks people would make.
Oh, I'm gonna
They
have to
can
roll some
determine.
high numbers.
No, this is what they would roll.
They're gonna have to roll some low numbers.
I'm assuming Omaha. They probably got some like real freaky genetic stuff happening in 3,000 years. I bet they see me and they're just
What
like,
is our fascination with bashing on Omaha?
it's not. I'm not bashing on Omaha specifically. I'm just saying, like, in
Just their
3,000
gene
years,
pool.
Omaha
in
is the
3,000
like
years, we don't know what like weird genetic stuff's gonna happen.
That's true.
Omaha's the placeholder for just like any Midwestern town.
It is. It's really
It
not
really
that
is,
Midwestern. Like,
No,
if you
it's
get
not.
down to it, right?
Sure.
So these aren't necessarily numbers that they figured it out, but they are numbers that there's definitely something weird.
With Alex,
With all of you.
with all of us.
With any of you. Yeah. So each of you have your own kind of number,
Oh, okay. I'm tracking.
have your own check. And yeah.
Hey, Alex, just add it. Oh, wait. Are you ready?
Ready for
you
what?
win.
No, I was just going to fill the time while you were thinking with asking Atticus if he had any tattoos, but we don't have to talk about that now.
Does he have any tattoos?
I think, yeah, probably. He's probably got,
Like the baby Einstein spaceship.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That might actually.
He's got like a bunch of like amateur tattoos, you know, like people are bored at the scrap yard giving each other tattoos for their tattoos. That's what they do on Caltar.
Are they visible under or outside of his clothing though?
I'd say, yeah, he's got them like on his chest and like his arms. Maybe not like he's not like just totally covered in them, you know, but I'd say that they're visible.
That means your number just went up.
Sorry. I tried to help
No,
you by
that's-
saying it.
It does help him because
Oh.
having tattoos, crappy tattoos, people would just assume that they're just crappy tattoos, which is probably pretty
Oh.
common.
Number goes up. I forgot that we're shooting for unders or over. What are we
Yeah.
shooting? Yeah.
Yeah, you want them to roll low numbers.
Yeah.
So you want your number as high as possible. So
I'm assuming my number's like a 2.
yours is low. I've actually given you guys a range. So it's like the lowest number is when they think something's weird, and the higher number is when they definitely know that it's something not right, not human.
Is it like a state fair that we're going to?
Yep.
Is there a freak show at the state fair?
No, it's
So,
mostly just animals and whatnot.
man, 3,000 years in the future, you'd think they'd get off of animals by now.
You don't know Omaha. They're behind.
Why are we bashing on Omaha so much? I've never even been there. I have no reason to be this like aggressive against Omaha.
It's always just an easy target. That's the thing.
Sorry, Omaha.
I really
No
don't know if it
reason
is though.
whatsoever. All right. So you guys have arrived in your costumes at this state fair, and you have entered this cooking competition where you all must bake a pie.
Atticus looks over at his cohorts. He turns himself into a pickle. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
You'll fit right in.
I'm confused. Are you saying that the person on your shirt isn't a pickle normally?
He's like a grandpa, like a funny grandpa, but then he turned himself into a pickle. His pickle, the funniest shit I've ever seen.
What do they call him? Can he talk when he's a pickle?
That's the funniest part. It's Pickle Rick. His normal name's Rick, and now he's Pickle Rick.
Oh, okay.
That concludes this episode of Dungeon Arcade. Stories Without Number. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
I'm terrified of Dan Harmon coming for us now, actually. Well, that's cool.
Okay. Well, after a quick walk through the fair, you find your cooking stations. They have set up outdoor facilities for everyone entering this contest. It is you three plus 3 other people you don't know.
Are we entering as a team, or are we?
You are entering individually.
Okay.
Think of it like British Bake Off kind of deal.
Yep. Okay. I'm with you.
So you all must use. This is basically going to be a series of checks on your part, and creativity, and series of checks and some creativity on my part, like normal Dungeons and Dragons, to see how well you do at making your creation. Because I doubt it'll be much of a pie, given your ingredients.
So what are the metrics on which this pie is judged? Is this like a taste, creativity,
This is a
plating
taste competition, yes.
Are there? Is this seriously? Are these 5 things the only thing that we have to work with, or is there staples?
There's
there?
always
is
the
there,
pantry and fridge.
right?
There's a few staples. So like for those of you who wouldn't be able to make any kind of crust whatsoever, you could get a crust.
Man, I have no idea how you would even make a crust with regular food.
Mostly what you're going to be using from your ingredients is the
bad
filling.
pie.
Okay.
There is always a pantry and fridge, though.
I'm totally not Googling how to make a pie crust so that I know what the heck I'm doing right now.
I don't think that part is going to matter too much.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be. It's not going to be that in depth. It's going to be mostly whether or not you actually have the ability to do it.
Okay, cool. Because I don't know the first step about making a pie crust.
That's fine. I don't either. So whatever.
Sweet. Although judging from what the internet says, I've got a couple of the ingredients already.
There you go. So you could choose to try and make your own crust if you wanted.
That's probably not going to happen.
Nah.
Didn't bring flour.
Yeah. So mostly the 5 ingredients that you have are going to be used as, excuse me, the filling. So before we get too far into it, would each of you like to go and give the audience members the name of each of your ingredients and a very, very, very quick description of what they are?
Do we have to use all ingredients in our pie?
No.
Okay, thank goodness.
What was the one that was throwing you for a loop there,
Can
Alex?
you imagine?
Alex, why don't you go first?
Okay, I'll go
first. Your
first.
ingredients.
My first ingredient are bee nuts. That's bee nuts. It's like a mixed dried fruit or dried beans and nuts, often bought in bulk. Very cheap base of food in the slums of Kaltar. You don't know what combination of beans and nuts you're getting, but it's just it's bee nuts.
It's my favorite thing ever.
Atticus cooks with bee nuts a lot. Also, that's a legume. There's also dirt leaves, which is of course a vegetable. Green leaves of the common weeds in Kaltar. They're very bitter on their own, but they form the base of a salad, or when they're wilted, the base of stuffings really well. There's also omniberries, which are a genetically modified delicacy for the rich city dwellers. They're bright purple with the texture of a raspberry. It's all the good tastes of every berry rolled into one. He also has pheasant breast, which is a meat, of course. Pheasants are large birds which can be quite nasty when provoked. They're hunted for their meat, and it tastes like something in between a turkey and a duck. And then finally, he's got a bag of seed bread, which of course is a grain. You guys know the like ultra multi-grain bread, like the seed oat bread that you can get at like the store. It's just got like all sorts of seeds in that. It's like that times 100. It's like bread made almost exclusively out of seeds. Normal bread ingredients are expensive, but the seeds for local plants aren't. So they take the place of those ingredients and make seed bread.
Not bad.
So that's what Atticus is working with.
All right. Shrike.
All right. First thing we've got here is some Pjormf meat. That is Pjormf, Pjormf. Pjormf. It is a meat.
Dumbest word I've ever heard.
What?
I hate Pjormf.
Pjormf is okay. We'll talk about this after. Pjormf is a creation that my friend and I made a long time ago, and I've just decided to take the meat from Pjormf as one of my ingredients. But its texture is very, very similar to chicken. The taste, obviously, because it's a meat, will vary on how you prepare it. But it always has an unmaskable tanginess. No matter how you prepare it, it will be a very tangy meat, which is just odd, but it's just how it is. We have the Blopelpuff, the vegetable. They look a lot like grapes. They're not grape size though. They're probably like the size of a golf ball. But when you bite into it, it has a shocking amount of juice inside, like twice as much juice as you think should be able to fit in that thing. It's just full of Blopelpuff juice, and it is very, very, very sweet. There is Mag Milk, the dairy product. It's milk, but it is so hot that you might mistake it for magma. It's a very thick consistency, incredibly spicy, incredibly hot. But when it's mixed with other foods, it helps bring out the natural flavors with a much stronger effect.
What?
But if you were to drink it on your own, you would it would be up there with like eating a ghost pepper. It's like the exact opposite of what milk is supposed to do. I have frosting. He picked it up at Walmart. And I have blood butter. It's a fat. The thick melted butter made of Zorf blubber. Zorfs are very common on his home planet. It's very creamy and lacks much taste, but you got to have a fat to make a lot of different types of food. So that's his fat. It's Zorf blood butter.
And Dana.
Okay. So we have Kana, which is a furry tuber. It's sweet and purple. It basically is kind of like a sweet potato, but it's very furry on the outside. There's Jam, which is a kelp-like veg from the oceans of wherever I'm from. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's Antracan, which is a salt. It's black, slightly smoky taste, actually, and is harvested from the seas of Arat. I figured out where I'm from. There's Andorian, which is a stanky fruit. Smells like death, but tastes like watermelon. It's about the size of a coconut. There's Trill, which is a fermented prawns. Salty and fishy, just like the ocean.
All right. So, in your filling, you must use 3 of these 5 items. At least 3. You can use more if you want. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, first thing I need each of you to do is roll me a perform check to see how well you do in the first few steps of making this dish that you do.
Perform.
Which is a skill, which means if we don't have it on our list, it's a minus one, right?
Okay, I got an 11.
Yes.
We roll 2d6 for that?
Yes.
I just rolled a d20, so disregard.
D20. Oh, wait. Which one is it?
It's 2d6, right?
Okay.
2d6.
Yeah. Yes,
Disregard the number I
2d6.
told you last time. Oh shoot!
It's not terrible. I got an 8 total.
I got 2 6s.
Whoa.
-1, so an 11.
Ooh, doggy.
Atticus is making one bomb pie.
I got a 5.
You got a 5.
Not great.
You guys watch a lot of cooking competition shows?
Alex, the last cooking competition show I watched was when you and I lived in the same household.
Okay.
Shrike, what'd you get?
An 8.
That's what I thought. And,
Actually, I'm sure I've watched one since then.
And how stealthily do you think you are making these pies? Are you just going about your business, just doing your thing, or are you actively trying to hide what you're making?
Are you talking
These
to
are
all of
some-
us or just Shrek?
Yep, all of
Okay.
it. Because these are some strange looking ingredients you guys are working with.
I'd say Atticus is kind of just going for it.
Okay.
Why do we have to hide our identities?
Earth,
Well,
Earth doesn't know about us.
Earth doesn't know about aliens.
Then why are we here?
I
To
don't
learn about Earth.
Oh,
know. Sure.
I see.
Donna is yeah, I think she thinks that the stealthier she tries to be, the more conspicuous it is. So I don't think she's trying to hide it. I think she's trying to act as normal as possible,
Okay.
thinking she can like talk her way out of any like awkward questions.
Okay.
I think Shrike is for the most part going with it because I feel like pure meat he could like kind of just. I mean, like it's a raw meat. He could probably just say like, oh, it's like duck or something, and he'd probably be able to pass that off. Blood butter could look like melted butter. He's very concerned about the mag milk because that is
What color is blood butter?
it's blood butter, not blood
Oh,
butter.
blood butter.
It's made out of blubber.
Gotcha. Okay.
Blood butter. Frosting is
Bright
frosting.
red.
Wait, what do you mean you're gonna get away with blood butter?
No, blood butter. It looks like regular butter, like regular butter. The mag milk is what he's scared about because it is milk, but it is like the color of magma and has like bright reds and yellows in it, and it absolutely looks like nothing that should be on this planet. That's the one he's a little scared about, and it's like trying to hide behind other ingredients every now and then.
Yeah. In these first few steps, we'll say you guys have worked with at least one of the things that you guys have brought with you. So what thing would you say you guys have worked with in this first?
Is this making the crust?
Just any part that you want it to be. It doesn't really matter what exact step it is in making the pie, but it's,
Oh well, I've got to use them at the right time, like a
I'm
cooking mama mini game.
using I'm using the Kaana, my furry tuber sweet potato like fruit, but it's
okay.
tuber, but it's extremely furry.
Okay.
You're not mine.
Yeah, you dumped the soy sauce in too early, idiot. Cooking Mama didn't like that. I think he's probably using the blood. Shrike's using the blood butter first, getting that out of the way. Get a good start to it.
Okay.
Atticus knows that he has to start by reducing his omniberries into a nice compote as the base for his filling.
Okay.
So that's what he's working on.
Okay. So Shrike and Mazrin, you don't really, or you're the
That
same
is me.
person.
That's-
Shrike
that's
and
my last name.
Atticus. Shrike and Atticus, you guys don't really draw any attention.
How?
But
You roll better.
Donna, you get some people watching you.
That's because I'm a rising star in the culinary world.
And because of the very, very furry fruit or whatever it is that somebody is
It's a
there that
root,
you're working with,
technically.
whatever. And you actually get somebody that comes over and says, "What is that?"
This here's a it's a kana. It's you see how it's all purple on the inside. You gotta be careful though, because that gets all over your skin. I mean, look at me. It see it's a traditional I guess tuber of Japan. I don't know if you've ever seen one before, but they're pretty hairy, especially the longer they're out of the ground. You know how like potatoes here will sprout if you if you let them go too long. It's pretty similar to that, but you want to age out a little bit, get nice and soft.
Yeah. Huh, I've never heard of that before.
It's delicious. You're gonna love it.
Where'd you get that?
Like I said, I was traveling in Japan, and I just fell in love with the cuisine there. I'm using a lot of ingredients from there, in my little pie today. So,
so you brought that back?
Yeah. Well, don't tell the authorities, but I kind of smuggled it in here.
And they just kind of laugh and walk away. Yeah.
Look out! He's a narc. Food narc.
Thinking I am a international smuggler is probably better than an intergalactic spy. Yeah.
All right. So you guys are ready for the second check. Go ahead and roll another perform check.
How much? Okay. I just want to make sure that I have the time to be able to piece together the pie that I intend to make.
Huh?
I don't want to run out of checks and be like, oh no, I haven't finished my, my omniberry drizzle reduction.
I'm kind of there also. I have a very specific pie I think I want to make now.
Yeah, I've got the vision.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. I'll just kind of make sure that it kind of happens, but
I got a 9.
Got a 9.
I got a 4.
Big goof.
Ooh.
I got a 7.
Strike, you are getting so lucky.
How is that possible?
I have my excuse for my costume. I don't have an excuse for the red milk.
What are you working with in this one? Are you still, Atticus? You still working with the berries?
No, he's got his berries reducing nicely on the stovetop, so those can kind of just hang out right now. So now he's working on combining his bee nuts and his seed grain or his seed bread. He's kind of chopping them up. In fact, if he has a spice grinder, he's going to throw those in there and grind them up real nice. And he's going to use this as the base of his crust. I assume he's got some eggs on hand that he can use to form a bee nut and seed bread crust. It's going to be very mealy.
The birds are going to love it.
They will.
Shrike.
Shrike is working with the pure meat now, trying to get it ready for the filling.
Hey, Nate, what's the ideal doneness for pure meat?
About medium rare.
Okay.
How does it get tangier the longer it's cooked, or is it just tangy?
It is always tangy. There is nothing you can do to make it not tangy.
But it's a constant level of tanginess.
Yes, unless you were to mix it with something like mag milk, which brings out the natural flavors of it, and it will make it even tangier. But he is working on the pure meat as the part of the filling for this pie right now.
Okay.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
I hope this isn't spoilers, but I just have to know right now, is there a Gordon Ramsay character in this?
There will be a character judging you harshly. Yes.
Is it Gordon Ramsay?
They may or may not resemble somebody in the real world.
Roball Hollywood?
Most likely is not. So. Okay. Don
Yeah, so my kana is I peeled it, chopped it up, threw it in some water. And now I'm working on my Andorian. My goal is to cut it up as quickly as possible. This is the one that smells like death, and it's gonna fill
Yeah.
the space. So my goal is to cut it up as quickly as possible. And I'm assuming I have a freezer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my goal is to cut up as quickly as possible and get it in the freezer because that helps mitigate the smell. It will never completely go away. It will always smell like death. But the more like frozen it is, then the less it'll smell.
So it's not just going to fill the freezer up with the smell of death. It's
Oh no, the freezer! As soon as I open that freezer, the next time it's gonna smell like death. But
first thing I thought of when you said that.
no, it's gonna smell like death. But I'm gonna open it, close it really quick, so the death smell stays in there, and then like there's just a waft of death in the fruit until it warms up again.
Well, you don't have your own individual freezer.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Am I sharing with Strike or Atticus?
You are,
because that would be ideal.
You are sharing one with one of the random contestants.
You know, it feels a little targeted that you're. Oh boy. Okay.
Well, it's not that targeted because Shrike and Atticus are also sharing with random.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
So
that's fine. I'm sticking with it. It's my plan. I think it's my best move.
Okay. None of you really drew much attention. Most
can't believe that.
By the grace of God.
Shrike twice in a row now has received rolls just under the threshold.
How did a 4 not do me in?
That person rolled a 3. That's how.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I've been rolling real bad against Shrike for some reason.
I'm okay with it.
And most of the attention from the people that were kind of watching and whatnot has been drawn to the other 3 random contestants. So
there's 6 total people here.
Yep. There's
three people.
There's
4
there's
people.
3 people.
I guess.
3 people watching, and then 6 people actually competing.
There are only 3 people watching us.
Yeah.
Boy, Omaha, I'm sorry.
Most of the attention is drawn once it's actually completed. Most people don't sit around and watch them make it.
That's their mistake.
It's these dang millennials, and they just don't appreciate a good pie making competition.
Millennials being people who were born 2,996 to 3,027.
Of course.
Yeah.
Turn of the millennia people.
Yeah.
It's called Millennials 2.
Even worse this time.
Electric Boogaloo. All right. Give me another performance roll, each of you.
Oof, please God.
Okay.
Oh man, that's another 4.
I got a 3.
Ooh.
I got an 8. I'm getting slightly better every time. I think I'm coming into my own.
Yeah.
I've gotten consistently worse after the first time. I'm choking under pressure.
Clearly.
Okay. So, what are you all working with this performance check? Atticus, are you still going with?
So his omniberries are on the stove reducing. That's going to turn into a nice like drizzle at the end. So that's just going to continue to reduce. His pie crust is assembled and in the oven, starting to form up. And so now he's got to work on his interior, which is, it's going to be a savory pie. So he's taken his pheasant and is starting to butcher it, to get the choice cuts of meat. And then he's going to do a nice sear on his pheasant breast, which will begin to form the base of his interior of the pie.
Okay.
One could call it a filling.
So one of the people watching kind of makes their way over to you as you're doing this and sees you searing down the meat and says, "Oh, you're making a meat pie."
Sure I am.
That's an interesting choice. Most people around here, when they think pie, they think more dessert.
See, that's what's going to separate me from the others in this competition here. Nothing like a savory pie on a hot summer afternoon.
You know that old saying.
That's what we always say here in Omaha.
I've never heard anyone say that, but what kind of meat is that?
This here's pheasant.
Oh, okay, exotic.
I suppose
Is
so.
it exotic?
Me and my pappy used to shoot down these pheasants.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You see, the trick is you
alright.
got to get a nice sear on the meat. Get a nice crispy skin on the sear.
Okay. Then
You know, if you didn't actually want to know, then why'd you ask?
Man, Atticus really is just the realest person here.
Like, for real.
That's like me as a human being. I don't have a response. I was like, how would I respond to that besides just walking away?
yeah, that's I think that's actually going to give him an advantage the next roll. Like,
The real one,
he's
man.
not going to want to come back. yeah.
Like, God, all right.
I just looked it up. Pheasants are in Nebraska, so
Score.
Oh, well, whatever.
I mean, are they a bird expert?
I mean, the question is, how much does this pheasant look like a pheasant?
It's a real ornery
That's
pheasant for sure. Pheasants don't look this ornery.
All right. Shrike,
Mm-hmm.
what are you working on?
Now, the upsetting part when I rolled so low is that this was the one I was going to do the mag milk on because I really need to get the I really need to get the flavor out of the pure meat because I just started working on it.
Yeah.
And to really bring out the flavor of it, you want to get that into the mag milk as soon as possible so it can really have the ultimate effect of bringing out the flavor.
Of course.
But that is unfortunate because that I did roll a 4.
Yeah, and that definitely did draw some attention.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Cowboy
So
Darth
Mag-
Maul answer.
So what does Pjormf meat look like?
It looks like a fish. It's a,
Okay.
it's a fish,
Okay.
which is I mean, at first glance you just think like, oh, it's just fish. But if you really were to look really hard, but by this point, if it was the previous step, you may have seen it. These fish do have like almost wings of sort, but he has de-winged the Pjormf by now. Those are gone. No need to worry about the fish flying away or anything. Right now, it just kind of looks like a dead, uncooked fish.
Okay. Well, this person walks over, sees the fish. You're making it a pie. And
Interesting.
says, that is a very interesting choice.
Is it? It's an old family recipe. Pjormf pot pie.
Pjormf.
Indeed. Have you not heard of the great wonders of Pjormf?
I can't say that I have.
Oh, it is the most delightful delicacy. Have you ever gone deep sea fishing, my friend?
I can't say that I have.
Ah, that's where you've gone wrong. I'm a deep sea fisher by trade. And Pjormf are quite the catch. It's always
You're
been.
a long way from the ocean for a deep sea fisherman.
Yes, and coolers exist where I can transport said fish to other states for use in other dishes.
What brings you to Omaha?
I have family.
Huh. Okay. And this bright red liquid, what is that?
That is also an old family recipe. That is what we like to call mag milk. It is, you take regular milk and this is 100% a lie, by the way, what he's about to say. You mix various different berries and leaves and herbs and you let it sit. And when you put other things in it, it brings the flavor out a little more when you let it. So it's like soaking in lemon juice, but it brings out the natural flavors more instead of a new seasoning.
Make a talk check.
Yeah, this is going to go well. Do I have anything in talk? I do. Oh, thank God. I'm not going to subtract. That's a 7.
This person looks at you and says, "You mind if I try it?"
I will let you try at your own discretion, but it is horrible to drink by itself. I really don't recommend it.
Well, I've never even heard of this, so I'm really curious.
It is extremely hot to taste.
Is it?
Yes. One of the things that's mixed in it is pepper seeds.
So you're going to be making an extremely spicy fish pie.
No. It doesn't make the fish hot. This mix in the milk.
How does that
it
work?
It's just you let the meat soak in. It's science. It's an old family secret. It's gonna be unlike anything you've ever eaten, but in a good way, I promise. Either that or I'll get last place. I guess we'll really find out here. But I really want to put my old family recipe to the test here against all these other regular pies.
Okay. And this person just kind of turns and walks away.
As they walk away, Strike presses the button on the side of the Darth Maul mask as a farewell, and the Darth Maul just goes, "I am Darth Maul, Sith apprentice," as they walk away.
And you see them a few moments later whispering and looking at you. You've definitely drawn some attention with this.
That's a super fair thing for them to be doing.
I can't believe that.
Don, what are you working on?
So my kanas are done cooking. I've taken them out of the water and I've mashed them up. I've added some of my antracan, a little bit of salt to help season it, a little bit of sugar, some egg yolks. So I'm basically just making a sweet potato pie. And all of that's going to go in a pie crust and in the oven.
Okay. You didn't draw any attention?
Why would I?
Because you're all purple.
I explained that away with the first person.
Did you rub it all over your body, though?
I'm a very messy cook.
So, you're going to do another performance check.
I need you to look at the image that I just dropped in this.
I heard this sound and I'm scared. Pull it up.
Oh, it's so good.
That is the exact mask.
I know. Yeah. I found it.
We have that mask in real life, by the way, for reference.
For everyone at home, Alex in our chat sent us a picture of a child, let's call him like 6-7 years old, wearing the Darth Maul mask.
Alex, wasn't that your mask?
I have no idea where it came from.
Yours are Andy's, but it's ended up in my possession.
Hold on. I just need a clean take of this audio and then we can move on.
I am Darth Maul, Sith apprentice.
That's it, yes.
It's so bad.
He has various quotes. I don't know what the list of all of them is, but that's what I remember.
Yeah, I just honestly got very lucky that I just clicked a point in the video and it played it. So thanks, Lord. I'm gonna roll now.
Yeah, that's the math.
We're rolling now?
Yeah, roll a performance check.
I got a 6.
Oh, I've got to roll better than a 4 this time, please.
I also got a 6.
Oh, that's an 11 right there. Oh, -1, 10. Still better than a 4.
This has been the most wild episode of Dungeon Arcade. The most off the rails, unbelievable.
It's like the least in character, but also the most in character I've ever been.
Yeah.
All
right.
6 different things so far.
Atticus.
Yeah.
What are you currently working with?
How many more rolls do we have?
I'm going to say 4 more.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
All right, I've got to come up with some more steps then.
You don't necessarily have to have exactly the steps that you're doing, just generally what kind of things you're working with.
All right. So he got the sear on the pheasant breast, so now he's gonna transfer that to like a cooking rack, to take it off the direct heat source, and put it in the oven to cook through the rest of the way.
Okay.
You want that hard sear, and then you want the slower cook to cook it through.
Yeah. Well, you didn't draw any attention. The person who was asking you questions did not want to come back.
Good.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Shrike, what are you working with?
Shrike is now starting to get the pure meat that has been soaked in the mag milk. He has disposed of the mag milk now. He no longer has need for it, and that has caused enough stress in his life.
Okay.
That he's just straight up disposed of it.
Okay.
And by doing that, there is a small patch of burnt grass off in the back somewhere near this. He just kind of dumps it out on the ground. There's just a patch of grass where it looks like it got lit on fire for a small second, but that's unimportant. He's now working on getting the filling and the meat for the pot pie itself all prepared before he starts to bake this thing a little bit.
Well, no one comes up to you.
Good.
But with how awkward that last interaction, it definitely does have you kind of looking up at them every now and then.
Yep.
And there are two of them that are kind of standing there watching you,
Just cooking.
just kind of whispering back and forth. Don,
Yo, what's up?
what are you working with?
Yeah, so Donna's quote unquote sweet potato pie is in the oven.
Okay.
I am gonna go over to my the shared freezer. I'm going to get my Endorian. I'm going to put it in a blender and then quickly move it over to a saucepan and heat it up with a little bit of gelatin. So I'm trying to make almost like a Jello kind of thing, but not quite that much gelatin. That makes sense. Is that what I'm trying to do? No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Yeah, no, let's do it. Okay, yeah.
So when you take the Andorian out of the freezer, how strong is the smell?
It's pretty strong. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say full powered Andorian. It's gonna on a scale of 1 to 10. Full power Andorian is 10. This in its own right was probably something like a 7. It's been frozen, so now it's like a 5, 5.5.
Okay.
And I mean the freezer. I mean that's like a solid 6 or 7 still.
Okay.
So
and does that smell perpetuate while you're blending it?
so while I'm blending it, no, because that's in an enclosed space. But then when I put it in the saucepan and start to heat it up with the gelatin,
yeah,
yes,
okay,
it starts to fill the tent.
Yeah, it's at that point one person kind of walks up and says, "That is an interesting smell. Did you do something wrong?"
Yeah. So this is Andor. Is this the same person I talked to before?
This is a different person.
Different person. Okay. Yeah. So this is it's Andorian. And I was telling this gentleman over here, and I point to the guy that I talked to before.
Yeah.
See, I'm really inspired by the Japanese cuisine, and I picked up a lot of stuff while I was there, and brought it over here. Thought I'd make a lovely little pie with it. And so this is Andorian, and man, I mean, you're right. It smells like death. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it tastes like the sweetest watermelon you ever done had. You want to try a little bit? And I take a spoon and put a little bit on the spoon and offer it to him.
He very cautiously takes a very small amount of it, starts to smile. It's like, wow, that is delicious.
Yeah, I mean it's a pain to work with. I mean you can smell it, but I mean the end result right there that makes everything worth it.
Wow. And at this point, he kind of makes his way back to the other three. All right.
Just got to keep rolling
Roll.
tens.
Yeah.
Just got to keep rolling tens. I can't make another mistake.
And as he gets back to where the other three are, you notice that there are some more people kind of starting to gather around.
Really? More people came because of the death smell?
Not necessarily.
Was it because of Cowboy Darth Maul?
You could probably see where that would. Okay. Make another performance roll.
That one's a little less good. It's an 8.
I got a 5.
I got a 6.
No,
Again.
timeout. I got a 6 also. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
add.
2 6s in a row. Look at that.
Atticus, where are you at on making your pie?
Okay, so the pheasant is cooking through. The omniberries are reducing. That's getting to a pretty good place. He takes the pie crust out of the oven because that's ready as well. So now he has to. He gets another skillet going, and it's going to take just a big handful of chopped dirt leaves. And he's going to throw those in the pan with like some butter. And some seasonings, maybe like a splash of like orange juice, something to kind of like add some acidity in there. And so he's going to wilt these leaves to eventually join the pheasant as the primary filling for his pie.
Okay. Well, still, no one's drawing attention.
That's because he's got a cool Pickle Rick shirt. Everyone's like, this
And
guy's chill.
Probably because somebody else is drawing way more attention.
And also
Shrike.
Pickle Rick.
Please, did I roll too low? No. How is an 8 too low?
What are you working on?
He's getting ready to bake the pie. He's got the oven
Okay.
preheated now. He is starting to get like the final preparations before he pops this bad boy in the oven.
Okay. During those final preparations, you have kind of glanced around. You see a small crowd starting to form.
Right?
Do any of them look like federal agents? Or
Not that you would know what a federal agent looks like.
I mean, it's really hard to see through that Darth Maul mask. You saw what the eye sockets are, so I don't know if people
Yeah.
recognize them anyway. That thing is hard to see through.
Yeah.
They painted those colors right over the eye socket. So
Yeah. And Don
good.
What's up?
what
Whoops.
are you working on?
Yeah, so by this point, I'm hoping that my sweet potato pie has been set up and I can pull it out so he can start cooling. My gelatin has melted into my Endurian, and do I have any access to like whipping cream or just whipped cream?
Yeah, I'd say that's simple enough that they would provide that.
Okay. So next I'm going to cool down my Endurian, and then the goal being to add that to the whipped cream and make a Endurian whipped cream and put it on top of it.
Okay. You didn't draw any attention either.
Thank God I'm next to the Shrike.
It's almost like they're focused on someone else. Yeah.
Listen, if I roll high enough times, they're gonna forget about me.
Sure.
I'm not on fire for them yet. That's the part. They haven't seen the fire, so we're good.
It's a racial trait of yours that as you become more nervous, the flames get bigger, right? That's how.
I don't actually know. I made up my race, so I
That's
want to.
an interesting point. Are there
I don't
any
know. I
points
feel
that
like-
make your
I feel like they might glow. I don't know if the flames get bigger. I feel like the color might get a little more vibrant, but since it's all covered up, because like whenever humans get nervous or something, like the blood rushes to their face and stuff like that, and like their face gets red, but they don't like humans don't get like brighter or like more noticeable or anything. So I feel like the color might just shade, like the shade of green might get a little more bright than usual. But that's it.
All right. We'll do at least one more. Just kind of see where everyone's at. And then if you guys need a couple more checks to finish up your pie, then yeah.
Oh,
we'll
I do, but I do, but I really don't want to. Damn it.
Okay.
Supposed to roll.
I got another 4.
So did I. I got a 4 as well.
I got a 7.
I keep rolling 4s today. I keep getting a 4 and a 1 -1. That's been the same exact every single time.
Okay.
All right, well,
Atticus.
Shrike's screwed.
So are we completing the pie this round?
You can be.
Okay.
If you think you're ready for it, then
I think Atticus is there. So he's going to take his pheasant out of the oven and slice that up nicely into bite-sized pieces. He's going to add that pheasant then into his big pan of greens. Get those all nice and married together. And then he's going to take those and put them on top or inside his pie crust. And then on top of that, he's going to add a nice little omni-berry drizzle over top. Just like a little punch of sweet tartness there to cut through the heaviness of the filling.
Okay. Well, any attention you do draw is mostly just looking at your creation.
Because it's
since you're in the final stages of it, they're mostly interested in what you actually made.
also they're probably interested in my very good Pickle Rick shirt.
Well, with that shirt, you mostly blend in more than stand out. So
Really, in the year 3000, the Pickle Rick shirt still blends in.
Pickle Rick is like the new religion in the year 3000.
Timeless.
What do you mean?
It's President Pickle Rick.
Yeah, that is our form of government. It's everything.
It's a form of government.
He solved world hunger.
Atticus.
People just eat.
No, not
Pickle
Atticus.
Ricks.
Shrike.
That's my name. Oh boy. 3 or below.
What are you working on? Do
He
you need
is-
one more performance check after this, or
I probably do.
okay?
What he's working on right now, so he preheated the oven to try and blend in, but what he's doing this turn is he's cooking his pie, and to do that he is quite literally just opening the oven door, putting the pie in, and like taking his glove off with his hand in the oven, and just quickly searing it with his hand and putting his glove back on and taking it out, hoping no one will see that. He doesn't have like oven mitts or anything on either.
Are you not aware that people are watching you? Or?
I got a 4. What do you want me to? I mean, like, people are watching him.
Roll a sneak for that,
Oh, I'm good at that, actually.
Do a
You're-
sneak.
because you are actively trying to hide the fact that you're doing this. But
Got a 10. I have a +1 in that.
okay. While you are doing this, you're kind of looking around, and there are some people that are kind of looking in your direction right as you're doing this, that kind of have a good angle of seeing your hand. And so you don't know for sure whether they saw you, but there's a pretty good chance.
All right, that's fun. My pie is baked now, though. So that's
true.
the cool part. The not cool part is that I've been maybe found out.
And Don
What's up?
what are you working on?
So Donna is she's finishing up her pie. The sweet potato pie of sorts, quote unquote, has finished up, cooling down, and my Andorian whipped cream is ready to go. So that gets piped on top in a really just like beautiful way, and then I just just a dash of my Antracan salt to just one last final little bit of seasoning on it. And I do have one more thing I would like to do. We could, in theory, do it in this round, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gem, and wrap a few trill in it. So it kind of almost like a sushi kind of thing, but there's no rice. It's just the gem and the trill.
We'll save that for the next one.
Okay.
But like Atticus, most of the attention you are drawing is mostly from you being very close to finishing up, and they're mostly looking at your product. There are a few new faces though that are looking at you.
And me.
Yeah, trying to figure out what is going on with your skin.
Well, I just told that gentleman over there that the
Yeah, not everyone knows that though. There are new people who have shown up since then.
I just assumed that gentleman over there would go around and tell everybody what happened.
All right. So we'll do one last one. Atticus, I don't know if you need one. Do you need one? Are you doing anything?
I mean, I think it's pretty much done.
All right.
But I don't know.
So-
he could like give his presentation to the judges or something.
You could use this one to like set up presentation of the thing if
That's
you wanted,
good.
or
That's
you could
good.
just bypass this round. And
No, presentation's really important. You eat with your eyes first, and there are points for plating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll work on presentation.
Okay.
I would hate to not roll with everyone else.
Yeah.
I got a 2.
Oof. I got a 5.
I got
Don't worry.
an 8.
Dang it.
Was that my saving grace?
Might be a little too late for that.
I was going to say, what does it take at this point to turn people's attention away from from Shrike?
The purple skin.
I fail to see how that's important. I talked myself out of that one.
Talk yourself out of that to one person.
And that one person's telling everybody, as far as I understand it.
All right. So, just like last round, Atticus, you've drawn no attention. No one's looking at you.
I think
Um,
Atticus is starting to get a little like hurt that no one's paying attention to him.
A little lonely. What you get for looking like a human idiot.
That's
Yeah.
what happens when you look like a human. Yeah. Shrike. How's the last little bits of your?
It's going well. He's mixing. So now he is juiced the Blopal Puffs a little bit, and he's kind of mixing that in with the frosting a bit as he's placing it to give the frosting just a little bit of a sweet hint to it, and really complement the tanginess that's been brought out by the magma that he soaked the Bjorn meat in.
Compliment the tanginess.
It's an interesting pie because usually you don't think any sort of pot pie is gonna. This tastes more like a dessert.
You don't think any sort of pot pie is going to taste tangy, and then it hits you.
Well, yeah, so that's the thing. You don't think it's going to be a dessert is the thing. So like as it was said earlier, like usually you think of it as more of a dessert item. This is kind of a dessert item, just with the ingredients of a not dessert somehow. But he's using the Blopal Puff juice in tandem with the frosting to give it one last little hint of sweetness, and also make it look pretty with frosting.
Okay.
And the frosting,
Okay.
I cannot stress enough, it still has like the Walmart like label. It's like Great Value brand or whatever. This is the most regular looking frosting ever.
It's at this point that you notice people are taking pictures.
Oh, cool. Of the man of Detective Cowboy Darth Maul.
Yeah. People are taking pictures. Don
I determined turning and
Yo, what's up?
to.
The last little bit, you said you were making kind of trill sushi rolls.
Yeah, just like one, just like one bite, you throw them in your mouth.
Okay. People are also taking pictures.
Good. I'm glad they should be. It looks freaking amazing. So,
Mostly of you.
okay, that's fair.
And let's say that you will do one last performance roll. This time it'll be a little special. Do 3d6, and it'll be kind of overall how it tastes.
Are we doing the -1 still, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a 12 then.
3d6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would explain.
3d6 -1.
That's not a bad roll.
Come on, dude. I got a 14. 654.
I also got a 14.
Okay.
This is one tasty pie.
I'm just happy to be here.
First person to present their pie, we'll say was the first person done. So Atticus, they have set up kind of like a bake-off kind of setup where you bring your dish
Naturally.
up to them.
Yeah.
Your showstopper.
Yeah. And so you set it down in front of the 3 judges, and they say, "So tell us about this."
Hello, chefs. Today I've prepared for you a pheasant and dirt leaf pie baked in a peanut and seed bread crust and topped off with an omniberry drizzle. You see, I've made the crust out of both the peanuts and the seed bread.
What is bead nut?
Peanut
Yeah.
is peanut, not bead nut. Peanut.
Okay. What is bee nut?
Peanuts is just a mixture of beans and nuts.
Okay.
Asked and
Never-
answered.
Never heard of that. And they all take a bite, and
Now, what you should be tasting here is the savory and very savory, bitter leaves and the pheasant, but with the punch of the sweet omniberry there on top
yeah,
to make a real
we
great
definitely
marriage
can
of flavors.
taste the omniberry. What is that?
Omniberry is every good thing about a berry rolled into one.
Is it like an flavoring additive that we've?
No, it's a berry.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of an omniberry.
I think it was made in a lab somewhere.
That might explain it. We're a lot of like really all natural kind of people, you know.
Well, it's a very natural lab.
Oh.
And they just kind of give you a yep, sure, kind of nod, and say, "Well done. That was very tasty."
Thank you. This is my Grammy's recipe.
Okay. Then they bring forward
Is that it?
for you, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, everything about Atticus is just a little too accurate.
And then they bring forward the 3 other contestants that
That's not a good sign.
made dessert pies. One of them was a blueberry, one of them was an apple, and the other was a cherry.
I made a dessert pie too.
Boring.
F.
Freaking lame.
Yeah, so no,
And then it's Donna's turn.
dang it.
Yes. I bring my pie up and I place it on the little table, and there's so I bring the pie up and there's a little dish next to it that has my Trill sushi bites.
You're that person in the cooking shows. It brings forward something that they didn't even ask for.
Let me talk about it first, okay? And then we'll criticize. How about that? Think about that.
All right. Tell us about these 2 dishes.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, thank y'all for having me. I'm really just excited that I can make my foods. So I'm really inspired by the cuisine of Japan, and so before you, I have the pie, the thing you guys asked for. It's a Ka'ana, kind of like a sweet potato pie, and there's a Andorian whipped topping on that. And if you get a whiff of it, you're going to notice it doesn't smell too great, but I promise you that it tastes just French kiss. It tastes amazing. And then
it's at this point that you can kind of glance behind him and you see at least two gentlemen in black suits and sunglasses
not a good sign
in the crowd.
And next to the pie, we have what are called trill jams. Now, these are little bite-sized, you eat them right before you take a bite of the pie. Now, seeing in this cuisine, they really like to play around with that whole like salty, sweet kind of feel. So by taking a bite of this first, you're going to set your tongue up for, real salty, ready for that. And then you hit it with the sweetness and bam, it's like nothing you ever tasted before. But I also understand if y'all want to judge the pie on its own right before you try and mix and match there.
Well, it is a pie baking competition,
Yeah,
so
absolutely, totally understand.
They all take a bite of the pie and say, this is an interesting pie. I can't say I've ever had anything that tastes quite like this, actually.
That might be the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Well, I never said it was amazing either.
Still the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Starting to feel bad for Dana.
And then they do the other one where they take a bite of the sushi and then a bite of the pie, and they say, "Yeah, I see what you're talking about. The salty and then the sweet." Yeah.
Yeah, it also makes the Andorian not stink quite as much if you're eating that sushi.
The
right
smell
there.
is extremely aggressive on the nose. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just part of the fun if you really think about it.
I didn't think it was that fun.
Well, each their own. Beggars can't be choosers. Don't yuck someone else's yum. You know what you're saying.
And that's the end of your tasting.
I want to. Am I walking past Shrike as he's about to go up?
He'll be walking past you.
Okay, so I want to try to warn Shrike about the two guys I saw in case he didn't see them.
Okay.
So just as he walks by, I just want to I want to give him a little black suits in the back.
Make a sneak check.
Is
You can do it without anyone noticing.
Is that a skill I am supposed to have, or
It is.
Yeah.
are we sure? Are we sure it's not like something else, like maybe a connect? Maybe I just need to connect with him too.
Nope. It is a sneak.
Okay, I got an 11 then.
Ooh.
I rolled 2 6s, so it's
Yeah, that's yeah. They don't notice.
All right, message.
As far as you can tell, they don't notice. Shrike.
All right.
You
All right,
bring up your dish and set it on the table, and they take a good look at you and say, you've had that costume on this whole time. Why don't you take it off for this final bit of conversation?
That's a no can do. You see, I am a fisherman by trade, but my dream job is to become an author. And I have recently written a story about Detective Cowboy Darth Maul. And if I could win any sort of publicity, if I could win this contest, maybe it would draw some attention to my passion, the book that I've written. So
Well,
that's a
you
no
can-
can do. It would ruin the illusion, and it would.
And all the kind of stuff that we publish about this, it's not going to be that widespread, but
Listen,
Whatever
I'm
we-
desperate.
whatever we do publish, you can have that stuff on. But right now, let's.
No, that simply won't do. I cannot break. You understand, right?
No.
You heard the thing. You remember that movie Joker, like 1,000 years ago, or Suicide Squad, whatever it was, where somebody started sending like dead birds to his castmate to always stay in character? It's one of those moments. You can't shatter the illusion.
I don't think anyone should try to be Jared Leto. I'm just going to throw that out.
I think that person was crazy, actually.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Listen, I baked a pie. Do you not want to try the pie? It's very good.
What is in the pie?
This right here is a pure pot pie. It is made of a. This is gonna sound wild at first, but I promise you, it's very good. This is a 2-in-1 type pie. Not only is it a pot pie featuring fish meat, but it also has the tastiness of your favorite dessert. You can get a meal and a dessert at the same time, which is everyone's dream, as far as I know.
It's what, like the taste of fish with the taste of like
the taste
dessert
of
pie?
the taste of a sweet cake, but with the filling and not the guilt of eating a dessert. It's like you've eaten just a regular meal, but it tastes like a dessert.
If that is true, then this is a revolutionary kind of cooking. Why would you want to be an author if you could do this?
I really am very truly passionate about Detective Cowboy Darth Maul.
Interesting. You, in fact, do not see the three
Awesome.
Gentlemen with the
Awesome,
black
and
suits and
also not
sunglasses.
awesome. Do I see
Well,
them at all?
nope,
Did I see where they went?
nope.
Okay.
Do any of us? I mean, I feel like if I saw them, I would be keeping an eye on them.
Make a notice check.
I got an 8.
Well, two of them slipped away while you were walking back. When you had your back towards to him.
Knew to wait
One
for my
of
back to
them-
be turned.
One of them has moved around towards the side. So it's like 3 rows of 2, and there you 3 are all on one half of that. And so they moved around over to the side that you guys are on.
But they're still in like the back of the tent.
Oh
Wait, no, you're sorry.
Yeah, so they're on the side of it now, actually. So
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the 3 judges strike. They take a bite. I don't know if I like this because my brain is telling me it's fish,
Which it
but
is.
my mouth is telling me that it's not.
Exactly.
That messes with my head too much.
I don't understand what you mean by that. It's a dessert pie.
It's not a dessert pie.
And
Pot pie. You said it was a pot pie.
but with the taste of a dessert.
And that's what's weird about it.
I'm sorry you don't understand the higher level cooking.
Well, this is a county fair, so it's not like it's.
This isn't even the state fair.
That is
Sure.
true.
What the heck are we even
I don't
doing
remember
here?
what I said.
These are the 3 best pie judges in all of this fine state, and not
Who
one
said
of them
that?
can understand. Well, if it's the state fair, you'd think you'd get the 3 best. Are you calling yourself less than adequate? Oof,
Yeah.
self-education.
We got the 3 that we could get. Anyway, so we've tasted your pie. Remove it from our
Right.
presence.
What? Okay. He just picks the pie up and kind of sadly walks back.
And then they announced that they were going to go and talk about it briefly and then come back. Don, I'm assuming you're still looking for where the other two went.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the other two are, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the one guy that's on the side of the tent near us.
Roll another notice. 10. Okay. So while you're looking for the other two, you do see the one that's on the side start to move in towards the middle, towards where Shrike is headed.
Is he gonna pass me as he moves in that direction, or
He is, yes.
okay? He's gonna pass me.
Yep.
Strikes in the center. Where's Atticus in this?
Atticus is so this guy, this person that's walking towards the center would be walking, we'll say that he's walking towards the west, and Atticus is directly south of you.
I
I have
have
an important question for the events that follow. What are the surroundings of this area?
It's exactly like you, a fair. So there's a bunch of pens with animals in them. There's barns.
Is there like a forest nearby or anything?
You ever been to Omaha, boy?
Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska, famous for its forests.
I literally know nothing about Omaha, Nebraska.
Very field heavy.
Awesome stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess here's my thing. I am trying to get Atticus to notice what's happening.
Okay.
Atticus just wants to win.
Going to. My goal is to try to trip this guy, or at least bump into him as naturally as I can, so that way he gets kind of marked, in a way, just like everybody sees him.
Yeah.
Like he has been seen.
For your pile.
But I'm not trying to like hurt him or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my goal. I assume that I'm gonna roll like a hack roll or something like that to.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll biopsionics for this one?
Yeah, just a little fix roll real quick. Just fix the situation.
Make an attack roll.
Oh boy. That's a D20, isn't it? That's what I'm rolling.
Yeah.
D20. Roll. I got it. Oh, I got a 19, baby.
Dang. So
oh yeah.
yeah, you trip him.
Trip that idiot.
You trip him. And you notice the other two are starting to move in with that.
Oh boy. I was gonna try to play off the trip, but now I don't think I should.
From the opposite side.
They're coming in from the opposite side. Okay.
Yep.
Shoot. I look at the guy and I say, "Japers, mister, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to knock you over. Good thing you got your two friends over here to come help you out." And then I imagine I'm out of actions.
Are you trying to like help him up, or are you just saying this to him while he's on the ground?
No, we can. Okay, so we can role play this. I'm like trying to help him up, but I'm actually trying to keep him down. If that makes sense. Like I'm not trying to like forcibly like pin him to the ground, but I'm trying to make it harder for him to get up.
In that case, yeah, you're out of actions.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to get back up, and so you're actively kind of fighting against him.
Yeah. You want me to roll like an exert or something to see if I do that, or?
Yeah, sure.
It's a 5, so I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, he gets up.
Weird.
He's able to get past you.
Well, perfect. Hey, thank you guys for listening to Dungeon Arcade. We are in the middle of Stars Without Numbers. We're going to have at least one more episode, potentially another one. We're still trying to figure out the details, whether we want to run another campaign with this or not. Someone else might take over. Who knows? We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants on this. So no worries. So yeah, tune in next time and to hear the thrilling conclusion of our pie baking competition in Omaha, Nebraska. I wouldn't have thought of. So there we go. My name's Adam. I am playing Dana. Nate, you want to give us your sign off?
I am Nathan. I am Shrike Mazrin. Your super not suspicious boy.
Alex.
My name's Atticus Biggs, and I just make the funniest pickle Rick pie you ever seen.
Michael.
And I'm Michael. I'm your Galaxy Master.
All right. My name is Donna, and I just want to let you know that I did not mean to trip over that man. It was a complete accident, nor did I intend to keep him down. Y'all have a good one now, you hear?